separate yourself. And he separated himself this summer, so I think it's clear that he's one of the better players in the league. And I would be shocked if he don't make first or second team All-NBA.
Back when you were on the Timberwolves coaching staff, eventually became the head coach, there was no question the face of the franchise for at least a decade or more to come was going to be Karl Anthony Towns. That appears to have shifted. That is now the title for Anthony Edwards. So where does Cat fit in with this team now in terms of, can he get back to that all-star level if he's not the number one guy?
Absolutely. You're talking about Karl Anthony Towns. His second year in the league, he was 13 All-NBA center. This guy can flat out get it done. Look at those numbers. And then he had a shortened season with injuries. I expect Karl to come back even better. He understands that Anthony Edwards has taken a huge leap. But I wouldn't sleep on Karl right now. And those two need to sit down and say, look, it's not about whether I'm 1A or 1B or you 1A or 1B. It's about us and this team. We finally have a team that's good enough to compete for the Western Conference to get to the finals. I think what they experienced last year in the playoff and the way they lost, I think they're going to be a serious challenger for the Denver Nuggets because they've added to this team. And those two guys, if they can come together and put all that talk to bed, it's not your team or my team, it's the owner's team, because neither one of your names is on the check. If they can put all that foolishness aside and focus on the task of playing winning basketball, they got a chance to be a top 4 team in the West, and they got a chance to challenge Denver for the best team in the West.
You've coached him. What is the best situation on the court for Karl Anthony Towns?
I just think for him is when they start mixing and matching that lineup and they go to their small lineup and they slide him from that power forward to the center position. That's when he's a nightmare to guard. He's like the Joker. The only difference is he's a better athlete. He can take you out to the three. We know he can shoot that. He can take you off the dribble. And people forget, Karl's an excellent passer. He played point guard in high school. And, Jared, that's what made us draft him number 1. We didn't look at his numbers at Kentucky. We went back to his high school to get a really view of how overall talented this young man is.
Well, people from Jersey typically are.
Let me guess, you're from Jersey.
Right?
Oh, okay, I thought so.
Well, you mentioned Cat is best suited at the 5, which is why it was a bit peculiar last year when Tim Connelly traded for Rudy Gobert. As you saw in our preview sound, there was a bunch of issues fitting in Rudy Gobert, not to mention the injuries to Karl Anthony Towns. So now, at point number 3, it is going to be Gobert. They have to play him there because of all they gave up to get him. How does this work with Gobert and Cat and Anthony Edwards?
Well, if I was coaching that team, I would run a lot of double high posts. I would run high-low to where I would have Karl or Rudy flashing into the paint. The other one feeds him. You can also lift Karl because of his ability to play 30 feet out. You can lift Karl and roll Rudy down. And Karl Anthony Towns, the year that we beat Golden State and they won 73 games, I played Karl Anthony Towns. He was the center, but I played him on the perimeter and used his ability to put the ball on the floor to take defenders off the dribble and make plays. So I think Karl is talented enough that you can be creative enough to where you can keep these guys on the floor for the most important times.
All right, let's take a look at that depth chart that you referenced earlier with how deep and complete you think this roster is for Chris Finch. What stands out here with this roster?
Well, you look at the starting lineup, and I said it earlier. Look, they got 2 guys that focus on defense in the starting lineup, McDaniels and Gobert. Then you got 2 guys that can get you 25 in Edwards and Towns, and then you got a veteran point guard. But look at behind them. Alexander Walker, a proven player. Shake Milton, a proven player. Nas Reed, a proven player. Kyle Anderson, a proven player. Behind every starter, they got a guy that can step in and still get the job done. And as Coach said it, you're going to have injuries throughout the season. Guys are going to miss games. But they're well prepared to when they do have a guy sitting out, the next guy can step in and keep carrying it.
The Utah Jazz and Will Hardy have talked about how much they lost when Mike Conley was traded. They truly lost the brains of the operation. Right.
A grown-up.
And now, what does he bring for a full season? What does he bring here to this Minnesota team?
So we talking about Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards combining and getting together on the same page. That man right there, the general, he can do that. He's been around long enough. He's respected enough to where he sits down with those 2 guys and say, look, get over yourself. This is not about you 2 guys. This is about all of us in the organization and the fans of Minnesota. If you 2 can figure out how to play together, then we can do something really special. And I think having Mike Conley, a veteran point guard that everyone respects, I think when he speaks, people going to listen.
So many teams So many fans of teams out there thought that they were going to land the prize, one of the prized possessions of the playoffs and make a deep run. We're going to put their over-under at 44.5. You'd think the in-season tournament will be vital for their success to figure out their identity, to go over or under.
I'm going over. I mean, this team is that complete. They have experience. Anthony Edwards now has gotten rewarded for having a great season. He just signed an extension. Karl Anthony Towns signed his extension. They have everything in place to have a successful year.
And you love the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Absolutely.
Former coach of the Timberwolves, Sam Mitchell. Enjoy the season, Timberwolves fans.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want, with all the entertainment you love, for the price that cable can't beat. Try free at FuboTV.com.
When you get approved with Drive Time, you get the real deal. It's the Drive Time Real Deal Maker.
It lets you customize the real down payment and monthly payment of the car you want to buy.
That's super smart. And the deal you make on your phone is the deal you pay. You make the deal yourself.
Get the real deal at drivetime.com.
Look, she's just sitting here building her credit by...
I forgot you were here.
Self gives you credit for the bills you're going to pay anyways. Then just sit back and watch your credit grow. Build your credit. Build credit, build savings, build dreams.
Instacart makes it easy to shop all your weekly groceries. And other essentials. So you never miss a minute of the game.
Sports fans from everywhere have won over $600 million on Underdog Fantasy. Join the Underdogs today and find fans just like you.
What does human talent look like?
Just go on Fiverr. See for yourself.
Imagine working with them.
Yeah, imagine that.
Should've used TickPick.
Wait, what'd you say?
TickPick. Look.
Oh, whoa, dude.
What? There are no hidden fees. What'd you guys think I said?
Oh, TickPick. I thought you said...
The stars come to shine on NBA TV's season opener.
Brunson all the way.
Kia Tip-Off 2023. Knicks, Pelicans, Jazz, Suns. Saturday at 7 on NBA TV.
10 seconds, 10 shots of NBA TV. Here's a king, a freak, a joker, and a rook. Where to see them? Live games. We have your team, we have our team. Floor generals, big men, role players, and these players. Not enough? Get more. 24 hours a day on NBA TV.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
The Pelicans have to be excited about what the future holds for this franchise.
Very scary team. He should be at this stage where he should dominate every single night.
Teams dream of building around a player with his potential.
I just think the sky's the limit for this Pelicans team.
I would start buying stock right now in the Pelicans.
7 consecutive wins. The best record in the West. When your stars on board, it's contagious. It looked like he pulled up right here, AD.
Zion Williamson will be out at least a month plus. This is not a mild strain.
They're also without Brandon Ingram.
It has been a precipitous free fall in the standings.
The Pelicans have now lost 10 straight games.
Just crazy to think how far this New Orleans team has fallen. They desperately have to find some answers.
NBA All-Star Weekend has returned to Salt Lake City, Utah.
What you want to bet? I'll take this last shot and make it.
Grand Theft! MVP!
What a finish.
After after the All-Star break, it's not a march anymore, it's a sprint.
Each one of these is a must-win.
They understand the urgency of the situation.
Pelicans turning it around.
5-game winning streak.
Pelicans have it rolling.
Playing is guaranteed.
Zion Williamson, is he going to play or not?
Physically, I'm fine. Now it's just a matter of I feel like Zion.
Your thoughts on those comments?
Don't like it.
The NBA play-in tournament, day 2. It's the Pelicans and the Thunder trying to live to play another day. Puts up a 3. Oh, it's gone. He knocks it down. Jones looking, finds McCollum. Oh, and he throws it away. The New Orleans Pelicans, a season of highs and lows with a disappointing defeat on their home floor.
If you got Zion in there,
That's the question.
the answers are get your best players healthy.
He needs to get in shape, plain and simple.
You made play-in, you made playoffs a couple years in a row. Now it's time to take that next step.
All eyes are on the Pelicans as we direct our attention to New Orleans for the next NBA TV team preview. A winning record was the silver lining for a team that only saw their marquee players Zion Williamson, CJ McCollum, and Brandon Ingram play in 10 games together. And the talk as training camp kicked off for the Pelicans was all about the health of that trio of stars, particularly Zion.
Take the Lincoln Tunnel through Weehawken, through Secaucus, across the Hackensack River, and you'll arrive as we have at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
As I tell people that this is home, this is where I want to be.
This was the first summer where we've seen Zion really take his profession seriously like that and invested off the court on his own in a way that I think is meaningful. So I don't want too much to be made about being an RJ.
And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Now a late signee let go by Minnesota in June. It's Dalvin Cook. He'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It'll be second down. We can look at this Patriots defense. And they come in a top 10 unit against the pass, currently 8th in the NFL.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
On second down, here's a keeper by the QB. And he held on to it, but he probably shouldn't have as they get him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's third down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now it's Wilson. To the sideline and incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Now the all-pro return man Marcus Jones deep for New England. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return, and the Patriots take over. Very good starting position for the Patriot offense as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They start on the ground with Elliott. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Zeke going to get it on the option. Oh, he bowls over it. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. That'll be a New England first down, a gain of 12. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the 2nd and the 3rd levels. You know, get to linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. They'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss. Cunningham. And that nearly an interception here on its opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down. You talk about this Jets defense, and they've been very good this year against the pass, currently holding on to a top 10 ranking at number 10.
You have to like the way that they've played in the first month. They have to be very proud of being a top 10 unit against the pass. Their goal, though, in this one, see if they can improve that ranking.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
So on 4th down, here's Bryce Behringer on to punt for the Patriots. Back deep for the Jets, McCole Hardman. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That hurts. If it was running into the kicker, wouldn't be a first down. Roughing, it is a first.
And just think about the differences between the two. Running into the kicker almost feels inadvertent, just a small tap, so to speak. But when you rough him, usually bodies are hitting the ground and flying all different places. And the difference is 5 yards or 15. And in this case, that's a big play.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. Well, the first drive here and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that'll draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers will get involved as this game goes on.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
On 2nd down, Elliott. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. That goes as a gain of 11 and a Patriot first down. A play fake. Now Cunningham. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here's 2nd and 10. Off play action, it's Cunningham. His throw incomplete.
That was not a real confident throw right there, and he's just 2 of 7 to start the game. Now he's going to have to find a groove with a big 3rd down coming up. Let's see if his confidence can increase.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Cunningham. to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Give them credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And his kick is good. And the Patriots jump out to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. Hardman, he is not going to bring this out, so they will start the drive at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game, but I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now the second-year man back from injury. It's Breece Hall. He takes this for 3 to the 29. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. They're going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Mills. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. A first down carry by Elliott. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. And this time not quite to the 30. Will be down at the 31-yard line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Gets it quickly out wide to Thornton. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
Gain of 19 yards. First down, Patriots.
Let's go now.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. On the right side open is Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Look, that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort.
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. A great play there. His second touchdown on the season. And the Patriots are able to stretch out their lead.
And this is something right out of the Philadelphia playbook. They were successful running this with Jalen Hurts. But this is a copycat league, so if it works for them, everyone thinks it'll probably work for us. And here, it does.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead grows to 10-0. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
The Jets at 1-1 through 2 games thus far. It's not a start that's going to set the world on fire, but they've been pretty solid nonetheless.
And the first thing that crosses my mind, it certainly beats the alternative of starting 0-2. I do think that this is a team that's going to take a little time to find its footing. Hard to navigate the always tough NFL.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Partner, you mind if I take off this headset and put on a coaching headset?
You want to get this running game going?
I want to get this running game going. I'm going down there and saying, gentlemen, we have got to run the football. We've got to get it going right now.
Yeah, to this point in the second quarter, it has been a struggle. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Third down, now even tougher. 3rd and 13 after that loss of a yard. And not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach in the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Cunningham. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. That is incomplete.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now Cunningham. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They approach this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Cunningham to throw. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The former 3rd overall pick, Quentin Williams, there to bring him down.
The lessons will continue. This rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
Here's Bryce Behringer now. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The Jets on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 7. On 3rd down, here's Hall. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. 2nd quarter action, 1:56 remaining. New England with a first down as they begin the drive. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
That one complete to Elliott. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
Now a first down throw, Cunningham. There's Henry. Touchdown, Patriots. Hunter Henry. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Patriots will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. His first career touchdown pass, and it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Extra point by Ryland, up and good, and that makes our score 17-0.
Ryland to kick off for the Patriots.
So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. McCole Hardman to return it from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
2nd and 5.
Nice satisfying run on 1st down for the offense, picking up 5, which means defensively, the thought process is entirely different. You don't want to panic, but at the same time, you're saying to each other, we've got to tighten this down. We can't give up gains like that.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A very one-sided first half, 17-0 our score as we get going in quarter number 3. Well, certainly not what they wanted out of the locker room here as they'll start defensively at the 40-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Slant route, and he finds Thornton. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
From the pistol, here's Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Cunningham looking to throw. And his throw is incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
On 3rd down, Cunningham. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 8 yards that time on the scramble, and now 4th down.
Thanks to his effort, they now have a big choice to make here. He just ran them into field goal range with that one, so here come the choices. Do they kick it here, or do they trust him to make another big play and possibly get a 1st down?
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up, because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. On 1st and 10, Cunningham. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I like what they tried to do there. They didn't get a completed pass downfield. but they came off of a momentum play. Big-time gain on the previous snap, came right back and threw one deep, hoping to catch them on their heels.
2nd and 10. Now back to the ground with Elliott. And he's in. Touchdown, Patriots. Ezekiel Elliott, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Patriots take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here. You hit him with something on the ground, and he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead is now 24. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. Hardman going to bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
At their own 19-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Call it no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. They need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Wilson going to keep it on the option. And he coughed it up. And one of the linemen on the other side has got it. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And the Patriots will have great starting position as they take over 1st and 10. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Off the play fake, Cunningham. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. And they're going to speed things up here.
A loss of 14 on the play. It's 2nd down.
To throw on 2nd down, Cunningham. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Cunningham. And that is incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
One play has them up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Play action. It's Wilson.
Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
So the completion good for 6 yards, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson.
Dalvin Cook now catches on back-to-back plays.
And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
He finds some way to turn this into positive yardage as he struggles forward for a pickup of about 2. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, a run with Hall.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. They'll go again with Hall.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. They'll try and throw for it with Wilson. That's to his running back, complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Jets try it, but the 4th down play doesn't work. And the Patriots defense is going to take over on downs. The Pats at the line, ready to go. They're in control here as they start 1st and 10 and appearing to have righted the ship following that 2-game losing streak. Sauce Gardner, an all-pro as a rookie last year, up to make the tackle. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation, probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. 67 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. So after a good run by Zeke, another 1st and 10. And they'll try to run the option here. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. It shows you right there, he can do more than just cover in the secondary from that free safety position.
Yeah, the evolution of the position has really been significant, hasn't it? Because a lot of teams no longer have a free safety, strong safety designation. They just have safeties. So wherever the ball is, one can be close to the line of scrimmage, one can be deep, and vice versa. On that play, how about that tackle we just saw? Pretty nice.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And the Jets are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Give him 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball, because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Looks like they're going to keep throwing till the bitter end. This one's long since over, but give them credit. They're going to go down fighting. That one, incomplete.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line.
Ready, set.
The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Eagle, 60 Eagle. Cowboy 80.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Let's go. 18 Rattler, 18 Rattler.
Back to throw. Cunningham. And that
is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one. That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They go play action with Wilson. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. One last shot for Wilson. He's going to let it fly. And that is going to officially draw the curtain on this one as the last throw intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And the Pats come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. So this will wind up a victory for the New England Patriots. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for New England,